Hi, Triple Aqua here from the West, from Key West. That is, hopefully everyone is having a great day today and a great start to your week on this Tuesday. So today I want to talk about the full moon, the super pink full moon. Now, it's not necessarily a pink moon, but I believe it was the Native Americans they called it the pink moon, the pink full moon, because it actually, because it was springtime, there was a type of pink moss that would grow. And so that's what they named the moon. And interesting enough, it's like I said, it's not pink, but it is going to be the biggest moon of the year. Now this year we've had four. This is the last one, and they've been consecutive the last 3 months, and this is the fourth one. And for a 4-year coincidence, I think not. So this last full supermoon is extremely important. In some parts of the world, it starts today, and it continues on until tomorrow, but you're still going to be able to see it. The energies are already here. And what this full moon is bringing us is balance, because it's also our super full moon in Libra. And what kind of balance am I talking about? Well, it's going to bring in more feminine energy. Now, the portals that we've been having, I think one of the main one that I started to really pay attention to was on 8/8 in August. But we've had these portals, and the portals have been bringing in a lot of the feminine energy that the world is lacking, and we've been off balance. And also these full moons are bringing in a lot of that feminine energy. And really interesting enough, in the Palladian constellation, which is known as the Seven Sisters because of the 7 stars, Venus just moved in this past week. And Venus is the most feminine planet that we have, that has a lot of feminine energies. And she's sitting there, and a lot of things are happening with God's clock, the universe, our solar system, where things are lining up. And if you don't follow that, start following that. It actually it gives us a lot of answers and just little clues, and follow your intuition. And if you're guided to look up something else because something calls out to you, then do it, because you are being called to search a little deeper and to understand what is going on in the great world that we live in. And it's basically waking us up to what really is important and what we have been taught to suppress, because we've been kind of tricked into thinking that this is important and that's important. And in the grand scheme of things, we can't take anything in the U-Haul behind the hearse except for love. So this is what this is bringing in, is that feminine, nurturing, loving energy that we have suppressed for so many centuries. Women have been suppressed for so many centuries, and it's because at the very beginning, women are very intuitive. They're more intuitive than men are. Not that men aren't intuitive, they're very intuitive because they have feminine and masculine energy too. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But because women were very intuitive and knew a lot of things, they were really, really feared. At some points they were called witches and they were burned at the stake. But that's not what it is. It's just that we have, by nature, most of that feminine energy in us now. So we've been suppressed, and the masculine energy has taken over. And so we as women have had to tap into our masculine to keep up and to survive in a masculine world. And if you notice all the different things that are happening, with women in the world today, in our last century and in a couple of centuries, especially in the last century, how we have really, some countries are still very suppressed. Unfortunately, the women are very suppressed, but that's changing, and it is changing because the universe is making the change now. And that's part of what all of this is really about. The God, source, higher power, Jesus, the universe is bringing in that balance for us because we need the help. And ironically enough, you know, men don't like to ask for help. I mean, for crying out loud, they don't even like to ask for directions. You'll be going around in circles before they stop and actually ask somebody. But because that's that more of that masculine energy that doesn't want help, well, the feminine energy doesn't care. You know, the feminine energy is like, sure, let's just ask for help. Let's be a little bit more, you know, logical about it. Let's not waste time, and what's the big deal? So that's really what's coming in. We're getting that help whether we like it or not. And unfortunately, things are a little sad at this time because we're all being affected, but some people more so than others. But there is always that silver lining. I was reading that in something that I had put up on my Instagram page, Mermaid, Christiane, Key West, and it's actually on there. It's a story about this whole super full moon and what it means in the spiritual sense and why it's happening. And that's really why I'd like to talk to you about this today. And I had mentioned in my yesterday's video that I would talk about it. And so yeah, check that out if you have an opportunity. But so again, we are being forced to receive the help that we're not asking for. And in the future, we will ask for help. We will be more vulnerable because women are more vulnerable than men, and we express ourselves a lot more. We're more passionate about things, and it's just because we're not afraid to put ourselves out there. And if you are, it's because you're tapping into more of your masculine energy, because again, like I said, we've been very suppressed. So we have had to put on our big girl pants basically and tap into our masculine just to keep up, to defend ourselves over centuries and centuries of so much programming. Well, guess what? Enough's enough, and we need that balance. So that's the supermoon in Libra is bringing in that balance, because we all have feminine and masculine in us, that negative and that positive polarity. Not that one is more negative or positive, but it's just that we have the dark and the light, we have the negative and the positive, and we have the feminine and the masculine energy. You know, there's the three. So we are getting into where we are masculine are becoming a little softer. They're not so scared. And, you know, they've been suppressed also in the sense that they've been told that they're a sissy if they do this, or they're not man enough, or. And so it's messed with their psyche where they have to feel that they have to be a certain way to feel accomplished, to feel worthy, to feel like a man. And what it's done is it's distorted the masculine energy, which then has distorted the feminine energy. So we have a lot of distorted masculines and distorted feminines instead of divine masculines and divine feminines. And that is what this is bringing in to the collective, to everyone on the planet. This energy is bringing it in so that we can be more of our divine self, which is who we are at our core. And without that, we won't be happy because we're not balanced. We won't be content because we're not balanced. And when you're off balance, think about it. It's like we're going into this 4-year to gain that balance, because a dog with 3 legs is, let's face it, yeah, you can get around, but how difficult is that? And it's a lot more work. And wouldn't it be a lot more stable and a lot more comfortable if, you know, that dog had 4 legs? Sure. So we've been pretty much hobbling around with our 3 legs, just to put that in that content, if you would entertain you. And it's been difficult. It's been a challenge. You know, these last, you know, decades, even years, have been a struggle for a lot of people. And so now we're being shown that these things that we thought were important, we can't take in the U-Haul behind the hearse. So invite this energy that you're going to get from the full moon. I don't know, if you're kind of witchy like I am, then you'll be charging your crystals and be taking a spiritual bath and all that stuff. And it's not voodoo or santeria or anything like that. It's just whatever comes natural to you. If you want to just put a couple drops of essential oil, or you just nothing, just relax or take a shower or clean your house out and get rid of that clutter. Sit out and just moonbathe, I should say, not sunbathe, but moonbathe, and just receive that energy. Do it, and the energy is going to stick with us for a while. But you know, it's bringing in massive shifts. It's bringing in that awareness that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to want something else and want answers. And in essence, it's going to make us balance. So we might feel a little weird lately, but at the same time, I feel that we're all hopeful. We are hopeful because we do know that nothing besides love lasts forever. So this too shall pass. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to pull a card from the Cosmic Tarot. This is actually the first tarot deck I purchased, and ironically enough, it has my card in the front, which is the Star, which is the Aquarius card, and she's there illuminated by the sun and the moon behind her. And then look at the pink flamingo, which is really, really cool. I don't think that's a coincidence that I even decided to do that today, with the pink flamingo, the pink moon. Oh, actually, it's a star and the moon, so it is in the evening. Sorry, it was shining so bright I couldn't tell. So really cool. And yeah, so we're gonna pull from that and hopefully get just the message we need with one card. I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. It's beautiful here in Key West. I'm not sure where you are. I think most of my thoughts, since I just started this channel a week ago, everyone's local and everyone knows me. So thank you and hi guys. Oh, so this one wanted to pop out right here. Whoa, so we'll take this one, top one. And ironically enough, it's the Seven of Swords and there's the moon. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. God's always on time. So, so the way I look at this is that, see all the swords? Swords are thoughts and, you know, just things that we tell ourselves that aren't true. But like, look at her. She's just like walking away like, bye, Felicia. Like, I'm done. You know, I'm done with all of that. I don't care. And like, you know, she's got that cloak on. It looks like she's about to just throw it off and be like, see ya. So I think that's kind of what we need to do. We need to just relax and go with the flow, embrace this new wave, because that's basically what it is. And be like this woman in the Seven of Swords is just like not even fazed by whatever it is, whether it's thoughts, gossip, perceptions, old thought processes and patterns. Like, she's looking into going into the future. And I say she, but you know, if you're a guy, this resonates also with you. You know, this person is just like, and it's funny because you can't see her face, but it almost looks like there's a big smile on her face, like just the way her cheekbones are like, you know, kind of a little higher. But yeah, interesting. This is really cool. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you back. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And remember, everybody, keep swimming towards your dreams. Thank you.